Okay, and here we go. Game number 1 between GiveuAnxiety and Shiki, with GUA playing as the Holy Roman Empire on the map Prairie against Shiki, who is playing as the Mongols. This is definitely, it's funny. You see Achery on this map a lot, and the reason why you see Achery on this map a lot is because there's a lot of sheep. So it allows Achery to kind of more safely fast castle usually. However, in this matchup specifically, Mongols is a little tricky because they're going to trade, right? They're going to trade from, this corner to this corner while making, they're going to tower rush. Now, GUA does have a really nice back gold, though. If we actually look at this gold here, I mean, Shiki, to tower rush this, he has to go all the way around. And then he can place a tower right here, which does deny the berries, and it would deny the gold. But that's a pretty long walking distance because, usually if the gold's here or here, you don't have to walk very far and you can get that up early. But there's a chance that, GUA might be aged up already. Maybe if he's, aging up quick enough, he can plop down an archery range and deny that. Now, not likely, but that would be a chance. Like, this is a really good gold. Another thing he could do, actually, if he's willing to invest the wood, is he could, like, make a wall here, like to here. That way, this town center would kill any villager that tries to tower rush. And he can also wall here as well. This is a pretty cheap wall. Whether he does that or not, who knows? We do see the barracks coming out for Shiki. He is going to be sending out those first spearmen soon. He's just waiting for that. Or maybe, did he already send them and I'm blind? He has the stone. He has the food. There we go. That feels really, really late. I think he kind of, because he has 45 more stone than he needs before he made his first 2 spears. So definitely a little bit of a shaky start, I would say, from Shiki. Whether it's first game of the day or some nerves, who knows? But these are definitely pretty late compared to what they should be. He also hasn't sent out the villager either. So, GUA is advancing. He's already gone up. He's found 18 sheep, so he's feeling really good about that. And without having to worry about a tower rush... Oh, nope, here we go. Villagers being sent. Now, this is a bit late. And this is a little bit of a problem because, these are going to arrive really late. They have to, again, as I said earlier, they have to walk all the way around. But the age up is, only 3 villagers on age up for GUA, so there's a chance the tower can still get up. We do know this Khan has been scouting around, so he should know about the back gold. And here's GUA. He's scouted both the villagers. He scouted the spears, so he now 100% knows this is coming. And I guess a good tower spot. This is actually still a good tower spot, by the way. So, here I am talking about the gold. But if we actually tower the wood line here, where does GUA get wood? If you look at it, he's got straggler trees. And that's it. His next wood line is all the way over here. Or over here. So he doesn't really have a close second wood line. So this one tower is actually going to be a real pain in his bottom, because he's not going to be able to gather this wood, which means he's only going to have these straggler trees. More spears on the way. I think he's over making spears now. When your opponent doesn't open spears themselves, I think you only need to make 4. I think making any more than 4 spears is overkill. Like, I don't think there's any reason to make 5, and hopefully he doesn't make any more after that. I just don't think it's worth the extra food, because each spear you make does delay your age up, and now, Shiki's age up is a lot later than it would be because that 1 extra spear is an extra 60 food. It does add up, and 2 villagers of idle time instead of 1. We do have the tower up, though, that... Oh, we do... Oh, no, he made 2 more spears even, so he made 7 spears. So he sent 2 spears here. Again, these deny, whatever. Deny the gold a little bit, but this archer should be out beforehand. This tower is going to be more of a pain. You know what's interesting? If he could have got that tower here with arrow slits, I think it reaches those sheep, but I could be wrong. And he's going to try to go for this. He should have sent these villagers back immediately. Shiki should already know that GUA is going to be making an archery range. He's been feudal age for a while. So this is just kind of a waste of villager idle time. Now maybe GUA doesn't scout this, right? His scout is all the way over here. But, and this might end up paying off, but in reality it shouldn't. Yep, and see, so he's going to go take out these spearmen. Now this is taking a while. And he is running... Okay, this scout should see it, though. His scout does see the tower. Does GUA respond in time? GUA has not responded. He does know this is here, though. We did see it in his vision. But he is not... He's a little bit tunnel visioned, I think, probably too focused on this tower, that he didn't notice this. This should have been an insta-deny, but now this tower does end up getting up. Unfortunate for GUA for not noticing this, but it happens to all of us. And he's just going to pull the boys. 22 villagers going straight for that tower. He did get I don't remember what it's called. Textiles, so his villagers are a little bit tankier. I will say this. Shiki made a mistake. He didn't kill a single villager there. He should have. If he'd kept those spears in there, he would have killed at least 1 or 2 villagers before it burned down. But he pulled his spears out immediately, and instead of getting a villager or 2, he now gets no kills. And GUA just has idle time, which sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Looks like GUA is going to go for a second town center. And look at how late this age up is, by the way. We're at almost 7 minutes into the game, and he's just now finally aging up. That's what those extra spears did, and that's why I don't think they were worth it. Because yes, he did force some villager idle time, but he hasn't really gotten too much damage otherwise. And so at this point, I actually do not think GUA's position is that bad. I don't really think I agree with the 2 town center play here. But I do understand it, right? He does have 2 towers on his gold, so it's not like he can really do much about it anyway. So this is probably a good second choice. And we do see this landmark slowly making its way over. I personally would have preferred to get the superior mobility so you can get this over to the corner ASAP. And these 2 villagers are still, like, staying along the ride. He's trying to build another tower here. Does GUA see this? He does not. That is, like, the most perfect spot. You could not get any closer to building a tower and not being seen than right here. Second TC is going down. No traders yet. We do see the first 2 Keshiks, which is what we'd expect. I would expect an archery range to follow shortly after. I do not like the stable here. And the reason I don't like the stable is, you know, it's pretty, you know, most Mongol players will go Keshiks immediately into Feudal Age. So, and horsemen don't do well against Keshiks, because Keshiks are just like knights. Yes, they're not as strong. They have a little bit less attack and less HP, but they still dominate horsemen. So I think he should have gotten a spear here, or a barracks, and gotten spear archer, because now these horsemen aren't really going to do much. Although, there's GUA getting the first 2 villager kills of the game. Tower was denied. That's very good. Doesn't want to have to deal with 3 of them. Does lose an archer, but, you know, that's not the worst deal. But now he knows the Keshiks are out. So he's like, okay, Keshiks are out on the field. He is pumping from 2 TCs. The first trader is just now being created for... Why doesn't it show what he's going to give? But, okay. But first trader's on the way. Gonna lose... Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Does save his archer, so that's nice. Could emergency repair this to keep that alive. Does get a Keshik and the Khan. That's actually a pretty big deal. Very expensive for getting 0 villager kills at this point in time. Barracks coming out, which I really, really like. You know, we see more... So 4 Keshik are on the field and a horseman. I don't know why he made a horseman. That feels like a waste of resources, but that's just me. I thought this was a wall for a second. I was about to say, how is Mongols walling? Because if you look over here, the minimap, it kind of looks like a wall. Almost. But GUA's doing a good job. He's kind of scouting along what his opponent's doing. He is floating a bit of food. Probably could pull some villagers and put them on wood. Like, I actually wouldn't hate if GUA made a blacksmith, got the ramp technology, and just rammed these down. Because right now he can't gather gold. As far as I know, and this would be close, I'm not sure, But I don't think he could... If he put his mining camp here, could he gather gold? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, he could! If he was to... So if GUA was to delete his mining camp and put it here, he could gather this gold safely and these towers don't do anything. Now, will he realize that is the question? Because otherwise he might lose a villager. He needs to just make his mining camp right here. But I don't think he realizes it yet. Horseman kind of in here. Kind of suiciding a horseman. A little bit painful. Another archer goes down to the Keshiks there. Double stable here. So we're going to see some aggression, which I actually don't mind, because right now he does know Mongols is trading. His goal is going to be to try to deny that trade as much as he can, because we already have 8 traders out in the field, and, you know, they're bringing back a nice 67 gold, 6 food. Shouldn't get this trader. Not with the spearmen and Keshiks. I mean, this denies the you know, villager gold gathering. Definitely wants to pull back soon. Otherwise, good. Didn't want him to take town center fire. He is streaming units across though, like, and he's just going to take this gold, which I think is a fine decision as well. I think he could have taken this gold. He just would have to make sure to delete this mining camp and take it. But, you know, all things considered, I think this is a fine play. He just needs to get some spearmen over here though, because these Keshiks can kill some villagers here. Villagers should go down here. Keshiks coming to raid. Instant reaction by GUA. Very well done by him. Villagers should die. Villagers should die. And, you know, GUA's only lost 1 villager this whole thing, so that's really good. He has killed a trade. He's killed a couple traders, killed 3 villagers. I like the second outpost. No reason not to. He's got the wood for it. Another trader goes down. I mean, each trader kill is very nice, right? Because, you know, he's down to 5 traders now, which is a lot, you know, a lot less than 8. It's almost a 50% reduction. Already got the farm transition coming from GUA, which is very, very good. You know, HRE, like English, one of the few civs you want to get farms as soon as you can. Just because you get that Akin Chapel bonus. You know, we see a little fight here. GUA is going to lose this, but I think this was a very cost-effective engagement for him. He's killed a lot of... He's killed like 3 or 4 traders. And he did kill a decent amount of the army, and he's killed a couple villagers. So overall, I think this was a very worthwhile trade. He is a little down on the military now, but he's secured this wood line. He's on gold. I think his overall goal should be to get to that castle age. I think he should stop making horsemen, just cancel all that, get some spears, you know, for defensive purposes, and then go castle age and go knights. I think he's done enough damage to where, you know, I don't think Shiki has, you know, he doesn't have like a lot of traders yet. He has at 9. He's going to, you know, soon he's going to be at 10 and, you know, so on. So it's going to get up there. But if he can get to castle age, he can start, you know, make knights, and then knights can go raid these, you know, kill traders, you know, because if he hits here and here, and then in direct engagements, he'll win most fights, because Keshiks get destroyed by knights. It's not really close. Here comes an engagement, but there's only 4 spears. Now, of course, there are 3 weakened Keshiks here, so probably a good idea to just pull back. I think GUA should take some villagers off of gold at this point, put them on wood, or even take this boar. I wouldn't hate, you know, making a tower and taking the boar. And if you actually look at Shiki's food income, it's not very good right now. He's only at 290 food per minute. You know, GUA's at a solid 700, so he's feeling pretty good. I mean, there's only 11 villagers on food to the 14, but the difference is pretty big, actually. Do we even have a mill yet? Oh, we do. Okay. GUA is getting good. He's getting his eco-techs, sending more horsemen, building it. Oh, wow. GUA is listening to me, guys. I think he is. No, I'm just kidding. But he is going to take that boar. I like this decision a lot. Really ups that passive food income. And we do see Shiki is now also taking the deer, which is what he should be doing. At this point in time, what Shiki should be doing, as Mongols, you don't want to be making pastures super early. You want to be kind of taking the food on the map, especially when you have the map control. Now this is going to be pushed back. I don't think this is going to do much damage. Oh, I didn't see this raid here. I think it was 3 villager kills, 2 villager kills. A little bit annoying for GUA there, but overall I think he's fine. Okay, I'm glad he stopped making units, because he just needs to get to that castle age. Getting those knights is a game changer. And he can start taking relics. But that trader count is starting to get scary. There are 15 traders. You know, they're bringing in 74 gold, 6 wood, 6 food. That's kind of the one downside, I think, to this delayed castle age. Because he doesn't, it's going to take him a long time before he can start punishing that trade. 3 more Keshiks on the way. Insta, you know, saving all his villagers. GUA react. GUA is definitely doing very well today on reacting. His reaction times are very on point. He's making sure not to, you know, lose villagers unnecessarily. And we do have that Regnus Cathedral finally on the way. Looks like it's right here. Don't mind that spot at all. Oh, and more villagers. Okay, the only problem is, does he have spears by him? Oh, another villager killed. Okay, I will say, I don't know where the spears are, but if, you know, okay, they're right here. Okay, he's fine, never mind. I was going to say, because if Shiki realized it, he could just dive this and kill this, but... Oh, that food income really spiking for Shiki there. He's got... Oh, he's been buying food, that's why. Okay. 1,000 gold per minute already? That's actually pretty insane. Alright, do we see Knights? Perfect, I love it. Knights immediately being queued by GUA. He is going to lose another villager. So now these villager kills are starting to add up, right? Now, I believe this does count traders. So they're equal in workers, except I would put the economic favor in favor of Shiki at the moment because of the trade. He can age up soon himself. He just has to save his money, but it looks like he's actually going to commit to the gigantic attack. Holy moly, look at this army that he's been building. Didn't even realize this. This is 54 units. GUA only has 20. And he did get the ram technology, so he can make rams. He might have to buy some wood. So can GUA survive this attack? That's really what's going to come down to. This is a lot of units. Oh, I do like that he got the Springald Outpost. Very, very nice. And I'm pretty sure this is... maybe not. I don't know if this can get emergency... It cannot get emergency repaired. Or wait, maybe it can. Oh, it is an emergency repaired notice. Okay, so very nice. So he's got one Springald Tower, one Arrow Slits Tower. He's getting more Springald Towers as we reach, or speak. But in reality, if Shiki just makes a couple rams here, I mean, he's just going to go Castle Age. I actually like that decision too. But I was going to say, if he did make rams, I think he could break this really easily. And because GUA's army isn't that big at the moment. This is actually a very scary army, and it is going to be even scarier in Castle Age. Where's the blacksmith? I know he has one because he upgraded it, but I don't... Okay. He did not get the advanced engineering. Alright, we have 2 relics by GUA. That's very, very nice. Hopefully he can get a 3rd and a 4th. Okay, he is trying to... No, I'm not sure what he's doing with that one. And we have 16 Keshiks. They're going to be upgraded here shortly as... You know, that Castle Age now hits for Shiki. He's got 1,300 gold per minute. He's got 27 traders. His economy right now is booming. He's in a very good position at the moment. I would have rather he grabbed this. I would have rather GUA snuck this relic instead of grabbing this. Getting the relics is more important. We do see 16 Keshiks. Units being sent over. Now this is enough Keshiks, even though they're not upgraded, to kill this pretty easily. Spears taking apart. All 3 sacred sites being taken, so maybe he's trying to go for a sacred site victory. I really feel like the relics are more important here, but we'll see. And more Keshiks going down. You know, these two are still there. This gold's getting closer and closer to mining out. We do have the first wall coming in, which I do like. Okay, took the relic. Oh, man. Wait, does GiveuA not know about this relic? Oh, he doesn't know! He doesn't know the relic's right here. Oh, that's painful. Okay, well, that makes more sense, though. But very unfortunate for him that he never scouted that relic. Military-wise, it's heavily favoring Shiki at the moment. He's got 71 to 28. Oh, these Keshik's going to take... I mean, he's getting a really good trade with these Keshiks. Sorry, with these spears. These spears have killed a lot of these Keshiks. They are taken care of. And we do see a bunch of production, right? We have 4 stables, but we only have 1 archery range. 5 stables and 2 barracks. Definitely going to need to see... oh, he might be going for that Imperial Age, but I think that's too risky. I don't think he can afford to go Imperial Age right now. Sending some spears down here, they're not going to get too much done. We are at 33 traders. GiveuA is going to go Imperial Age. Is he going to go with the Elsbach, though? Or is he going to... Okay, he is. Where did he place that Elsbach Palace? I mean, he's got to do it, right? He's going to go Imperial, but I don't know if I like the Imperial Age. I really don't. I feel like that would have been better to make units, and this is scouted out. And GiveuA's gonna lose a lot of villagers here. I mean, his army's just only at 24. Elsbach canceled. I hate to say it, but I feel like this is gonna be GG for GiveuA at this point. I think he needed to get that down. He actually lost half his resources on it, by the way. He's only had 1,100 food when he was at 2,400 before. So that means this has been burned down a bit. And I think GiveuA, or Shiki, is going to take game number 1. Rams are coming down. Military's just too much. You know, he's not gathering food. Completely idled economy. I don't see a world in which GiveuA is going to hold this attack. And that's why I didn't like the Imperial timing. I think you know, he did see that big army in the Feudal Age. He should have immediately started focusing on making a big military to counteract that. I will say it was a little shaky start from Shiki here, but very well played either way. I mean, he is going to take this game. It's just kind of, at this point, just waiting for, you know, the GG timing, because it's over, right? 20 military to 76. Economy's idled. 30 villagers killed. GiveuA's now down to 80. 37 traders for Shiki here. I mean, look at that gold income. He's got 2.2k. Complete map control. We do see raids, you know, and we have 17 villagers running across the map. What are these villagers going to do? They're here to die. More villagers going down here. I think GiveuA knows it's over. He's just probably just being a little stubborn, I guess. What is Shiki's rank? I think he's rank 100 or something. I don't think he plays that much ladder, though. I think he probably only plays on Smurfs or plays customs, it looks like. I mean, Rams are there. This army's getting destroyed. There we go. GiveuA calls the GG, and game number 1 goes over to Shiki. By the way, what's up, Ender StarCraft 2, Mini Malt, Blue Dream Legend, Peanuts or Dollars, and obviously Type Air Dubs. Yeah, I mean, the economy tab kind of shows it, double the gold. And I think this kind of comes down to the late Castle Age. I think if GiveuA, I liked his initial aggression, but I think after that he should have completely cut, gone straight to Castle, and gone like Knight Archer or Knight Men-at-Arms or something. I think would have been the play there. I mean, this is not an accurate tab, right? This just shows villagers. You add in the eco tab, and Shiki was actually pretty much ahead the entire game in eco, except for right here. All right, and then we'll pretty much going to go straight into game number 2. No reason to delay, you know, once we find it. Let's go into game number 2. Because this channel, we don't take no breaks. We go straight to the casting. I do need to update the score, though. Alright. So we have a 1-0 score. Shiki leading. Alright, so here we go for game number 2 on Dry Arabia. The best map, well, okay, other than my map, one of the best maps in the game. We have GiveuAnxiety over here as the French. And down here at the bottom right, we have Shiki as the Ottoman Empire. Okay, this is going to be an interesting match. You know, I don't know who's favored between these civs. A lot of players right now, or at least when I say players, I should say at the top level, put Ottomans as a lower tier rank. I don't think Ottomans are as bad as what some pros are saying. Like, I think BC put them as D tier or something. And I definitely don't agree with that. I do think they're probably a little more on the weaker side, but I don't think they're that weak to what other people are saying. But over we have French, which is a very solid civilization right now. I mean, they are probably a top 4 civ, I think. You know, they feel very strong right now. And their Imperial Age is actually super strong because of the Red Palace and their Arbaletaires, which I know I said wrong, so triggered someone, I'm sure. So I'm just going to say Arbs. But here we go, very standard opening, immediate military school. And you know, this is how this is going to play out. The spearman is going to go across the map, is going to harass the gold a little bit. GUA is going to likely have to pull back his gold villagers, and or he can just not pull them back. Sorry, he's just going to attack them, and you know that little dance. And then we'll see what Shiki... Now, what Shiki does after that, I'm not sure, right? Is Shiki going to go for a 2 town center play? Most likely not. That's not really the strongest way to play Ottomans. Is he going to do a fast castle play? That's a possibility. He could also do like a heavy feudal age aggression. As for GUA, I would anticipate a 2nd town center. Very common with French. This is Dry Arabia. You know, I mean, there's these trade posts, but those aren't going to really take into effect here. And so if we kind of look at the map spawn, you know, the deer over here are pretty far away. I mean, this is probably ideally going to be the 2nd town center. Put it right here, secure your hunt, secure this wood line. I think this is the best spot to put that 2nd town center. Out here, I think it's too vulnerable. He loses this town center 100% to aggression if he puts it out here, or at least he should. And we do see the School of Cavalry. I'm sure that's a surprise for everybody. And what are we seeing here? Shiki's about to age up. Just scouting around. Let's see, how many sheep has GUA found so far? You know, he's found a solid 7. Shiki, on the other hand, has only found 7 sheep total. That includes under his town center. So he has not had as much luck finding sheep. And very likely, he's probably not going to find much more. I mean, there's a sheep here. Just kind of looking around the map to see if we can find any other sheep. But looks like most of them have been taken by GUA. First spear on the way, as we expected. So that's going to be very annoying for... I feel like there's sheep missing on this map for some reason, because it feels like there should be a lot more than just one other sheep on the map. But I'm not seeing any. Sorry, I don't know how viewers like that, but whatever. We do what we want. Anyway, so, you know, now as Ottomans, they are the only, like one of the only civs where if they don't get a lot of sheep, it's not the end of the world for 2 reasons. One, they have the Vizier Point Anatolian Hills. That gives them 8 sheep and increases their gold gather rate by 10%. That's honestly my favorite Vizier Point to use in the Age 1, usually. And they have this, the Twin Minaret Madrasa. I'm sure I said that wrong. But this is a berry landmark. It gives them 4 berries that regenerate over and over again. And it gathers 50% faster than normal berries. Or harvest 50% faster than, yeah, normal berries. So either way, a very, it's not going to be a big deal for Shiki, even though it's obviously better to get the sheep. Here we go, pulling the villagers. Probably going to get a little swipe here. Knight didn't do anything, just kind of froze as if it was stabbed, except it wasn't stabbed, so a little weird there. And interestingly enough, Shiki is actually still gathering gold. He got wheelbarrow first, but he's not gathering stone at all. This is a little interesting. Now, I would normally think this means fast castle, except he has 9 villagers on wood, so I'm not sure what his game plan is. It seems very odd to me. Oh, almost gets that spear. Knight heading across the map. Shouldn't really be able to get a villager kill. There's already a spear here. Yeah, generally what you'll do as Ottomans is you'll gather enough gold to get double broadaxe, and then you typically will go straight to stone afterwards. But looks like Shiki is just going to... He's getting broadaxe now as well. Wheelbarrow being a pretty late for GUA, but then again, he did have to deal with the spears here, so it makes sense. It kind of delayed him a little bit. Question is GUA going to start gathering for that second TC soon, or is he going to stick to one town center play? That is the real question we all ask ourselves. Sending the first 2 archers and a knight over. I think that's okay. I don't think the only thing is once a spy comes out, it's going to immediately shut this down. No stone being gathered yet. No military really being built though either. So not really sure what GUA's plan is yet. He does have 6 villagers on gold though. Does have double broadaxe on the way as well. And what's he going to get for his first Vizier point? Anatolian Hills. You know, you kind of need this. Especially, you know, this is very useful, especially against civs like French. Because what do French players do? That's correct, guys. They raid with their knights, and it's very annoying. So with Anatolian Hills and this landmark, it allows you to stay under your town center with safe resources for a lot longer than normal. I mean, this can delay you from having to gather like hunts and stuff for like till like the 13-14 minute mark. Obviously these 2 knights or these 2 archers are going to be taken care of. The scout and knight should get away. These 2 archers did kill like 4 or 5 spearmen, so it was not so, you know what, that's a pretty good trade for 2 archers, to be honest. Definitely nothing to complain about. That knight is really low, 5 health. If this spa he sees it, this is a dead knight. So we have the tri-comp coming out from GUA. Knight, archer, spear. That knight is going to make it away. He's going to want to grab this upgrade chivalry probably soon. Just so he can start healing his knights up. And now we're finally seeing this stone being gathered. I really prefer getting the military school before getting, you know... I think it's very important because the sooner you get that second military school, the sooner it adds to your, you know... I say economy, but more like your free unit production, right? Because the longer it's delayed, the less value you're getting from a military school. That's the better way to phrase it. The value you get from military school, the earlier you get it, the more value you get out of it, and it's pretty important. You see a little wall coming up here. It looks like we are not going to be seeing a second TC. I think that's the scout in here is my guess. Nope, it's his injured knight. So I think we're going to see some 1 TC aggression here. And it kind of, by both players. I think both players are going to be aggressive here. And so, I guess really it's going to be GUA being more on the defensive. And if he can hold off against the feudal age aggression of Shiki, he should be ahead. But that'll be the question on if he can do that. There's a spear here. This knight, again, shouldn't get any kills. Scouting around. Second military school finally coming down. But again, that's a 9-minute military school. And if you think about it, you know, you want to get that military school usually at the... You pretty much want to get it as soon as you age, so like 5 minutes or so. And so, you know, he's missing out on 4 minutes of value here. Which, you know, depending on how... I don't remember how... We're about to find out. But that's, you know, 2 or 3 Spahi, almost 3 Spahi that he's missing out on. Or if it's spears, he's missing out on 4 spears. And so unless he's going for a second TC, which I'm hoping he's not, because I don't think that'd be good at this point. He should be pulling these villagers off of stone soon. Perfect. He gathered that extra 100 stones so that he can make his third military school with his next vizier point, which is smart. Most Ottoman players will gather that extra 100 stone because they know they're going to want to get that third military school once they get that vizier point. And, okay, I was going to say, we want a blacksmith to come out. I do like that decision. Military count, they're both pretty even at the moment. And actually, that is a good point, is the blacksmith is actually not under this military school. So this is actually coming in slower than it should because it's not under the blacksmith. A little bit of a mistake. Should probably have made a second blacksmith, and I'm assuming he will. Should have probably made the second blacksmith here, though, because he's not going to be able to fit as many military buildings. And we see a spa. This shouldn't get any villager kills. And, ooh, he might lose the scout. Oh, so lucky. You do not want to lose the scout here. It's very again, that's a very painful thing. Having that scout is at this level of play, having your scout is super important. It gives you such critical vision. I mean, just to show you guys here, if you look at the vision here, when you lose the scout, you get no vision. Oh no. Oh, GUA is going to get it if he focuses. A little bit of a mistake by GUA, but you can see how much vision it gives you. It's just it's a lot. So losing it is just not very good. Because you do want to remake it. It allows you to keep tabs on your opponent, see what they're doing. Currently, both players are just making units, but they're not really doing too much. Like, there's a one spa he raid. That's not going to do much of anything. And, there's kind of a little bit of knights poking around, but again, they're not able to accomplish anything either. So, which player's going to move out first is the real question at this point. Okay, we do have chivalry on the way. Outpost coming out. And we'll kind of see where this game goes from here. Military-wise, we do see Shiki has a little bit of a lead. And he is going, Spa, Archer, Spear. And, GUA's army is 22 Archers, 13 Spears, 2 Knights. This is Dry Arabia. But nothing too... I don't know. To me, when I look at the armies right now, Shiki's army, to me, looks scarier than GUA's. Now, I know GUA's isn't all together, but, I mean, archer-wise, he's leading by... I guess it's only 3 archers. I guess because it's so spread out, it's hard to say. I think he just lost his scout there. No? Horseman? That wasn't a knight, so I guess he lost a horseman there. Alright, blacksmith coming out. And this is why I would have preferred the blacksmith over here or something, because this blacksmith is blocked by mining camps, stone, berries, landmark. So he's not going to be able to get as much value out of this, but that's not really a big deal. Alright, is GUA going to react to this in time? He does. And does get away just fine. So, feels good, man. Doesn't lose a villager. And now we're getting to a point where, Shiki is going to have to start moving out for food soon, right? As I said, about that 14, 15-minute mark is usually when the sheep run out. And then he's going to need to move to these hunts, which are in a safe location, actually. Like, this is actually a really nice hunt for him. He just has to put a few spears here, and he's going to be golden. But look at that military count. Look how much it's starting to pump up for Shiki here. He now has a 20 military lead. Although I don't know if that's because GUA is trying to go Castle Age, or if that's because he doesn't look like he has the resources to really pump a ton of units. Not really sure. But I mean, that military is it's just, it was even just a minute ago, and now it's very in favor of Shiki, and it's only going to get more and more favored for him. It's been a strangely passive game for 2 players who are on 1 town center. Like, neither of them are poking at each other, and I find that very interesting. You don't really see Ottomans sit this passively, and then, it's GUA, right? What's he known for? He's known for his aggression. You don't normally see GUA playing this passive either, especially on 1 TC, but, both players are just kind of content to 1 TC mass armies and not really move out. We do see kind of a little move out here, but I think this is a little greedy. Like, Oh, there we go. GUA does now know about this massive army that's moving across the field. Third archery range coming in down. Does have all his blacksmith techs. Actually, all players have all their blacksmith techs. Armor, melee, or, range and melee. Does lose his archers there. Not sure what the archers were doing there alone, but... Okay, he's now officially out of food there. Where did he go with those villagers? Kind of an odd pull of the army here. Wait, where did those villagers go? He didn't put them on wood or something, did he? Not sure. I think maybe they're all on these berries, I guess. Oh, no, there's still sheep, too. Didn't see there was one more sheep. Wall's coming up for GUA, and... Yeah, I'm not really sure what their game plans are. It's so odd. Is Shiki just going to try to max out? Look at that. He's got 104 military right now to the 73 of GUA. That lead has gotten bigger. And, GUA only has 5 knights, 5 horsemen. Which actually is not a bad thing, I think. Because there are 30 spears almost for Shiki here. But the archer count is, he's got almost a 20 archer lead. It's one of those things where I think the Ottoman is just being a little too passive here. I think he should have been pushing a while ago. Like even these hunts, I think he should be poking and prodding. He doesn't have to super commit if he doesn't think he can win a fight. But he's being just too passive. And I think GUA's going for Castle Age now. But here's the thing. If GUA goes Castle, Shiki's just going to attack. And I think GUA dies. I don't see a world in which GUA can survive the attack if he goes Castle Age without, pumping out some more units. Because he's not going to be able to get all his veteran techs in time, I don't think. We do see the Royal Institute coming up now. Now look at that food difference, though. Shiki's only at 335. It is about to pump. It is about to go up. I keep saying pump a lot today. Today's the day I say pump, I guess. He's pumping his villagers on these deer, and he's going to pump up that food. All right, we do see a raid attempt. Again, we're at 17 minutes into the game, and neither player has lost a villager. But if Shiki doesn't move across the map soon, which I'm sure he's going to in just a moment, GUA is going to be able to get his veteran techs maybe before that army arrives. I mean, how long does it take to get veteran? A minute? All right, and he's chasing with his whole army against these 10 near. Okay, and as I predicted, that Castle Age finishes, and Shiki's like, I'm going across the map immediately. Now here's the problem with that. Veteran techs are coming in, and they're going to be done in 30 seconds. So since this attack is so late, and he's going to make rams, by the time that finishes, veteran tech will be finished. I think GUA should have gone for +2 attack, by the way, instead of the armor. I think the attack is more important here. Rams are canceled. And Shiki is now... I mean, he's not in a good spot here. I mean, I still think he could potentially kill him. But he needs to attack, soon. He can't wait much longer. The longer he waits, the better it is for GUA. And we do see a Siege Workshop. I actually really like this. If this Mangonel comes out, this could really shut down this aggression. GUA just has to keep himself safe for the next 30 seconds. Can he do it? That's a large army. This is 138 military to 84. In a straight-up engagement, I'm pretty sure Shiki wins a fight. But this Mangonel can change things, and GUA's doing it smart. He's playing, he's not taking the fight yet. He's just slowly poking. And we see the first 3 villagers killed so far. 5 villagers. Units streaming across the map, and this is it. Shiki has to kill GUA or do significant damage. If he does not do... I take it back. He's just going to pull back and go Castle Age himself, which actually I don't disagree with. That is 90 archers, ladies and gentlemen. That is not an exaggeration. That is 90 archers. All right, Mangonel gets his first shot. The thing is, look at this army. It's so huge. We do have men-at-arms mixed in. Looks like Shiki wants to advance, but he doesn't have gold yet. So he has a bunch of food, but no gold. Now this Mangonel staying alive, very, very important. Second Mangonel is out. I think GUA is going to hold this. I think he is going to hold. His veteran techs, his +2 ranged armor, his Mangonel. I mean, look at that. That was 130 military to like 80, and now it's almost even. This was that was the best fight GUA could have hoped for. And this is the kind of thing, this is why I didn't like how passive Shiki was playing this. He just played this way too passively. Now, he's not dead. Despite how that fight went for him, you know, he still has a military lead. He is going Castle Age. And there is going to be a Castle Age spike here for Shiki. He's going to be able to, you know, he can make knights. He's going to have 4 military schools. And he's going to have free siege and veteran techs going up as well. I agree, Hallis. This is one of the strangest games I've seen in an Ottoman versus French 1TC match. This boar's almost gone. Alright, we do see, you know, GUA taking that. And, you know, now here's the thing. Shiki doesn't actually have gold to get any veteran techs. He can't get any blacksmith upgrades. He's actually he's Castle Age. Woohoo, but he can't do anything with his Castle Age. These knights are going to go... Well, oh, and he's got 17 idle villagers. Now, GUA needs to be staying near these Mangonels. He does not want to lose these. These Mangonels... Oh, what a beautiful shot. Oh no. Oh, you just see these shots. You can't help but feel the pain for Shiki here. As he's taken just brutal... These Mangonels have more than paid for themselves. He's pulling the boys. GG is called. GiveuAnxiety takes game number 2 and probably one of the strangest French versus Ottoman games I think I've ever seen. That was an oddly passive game for both players. I'm not really sure why Shiki was so afraid to be aggressive. I understand GUA not, because Ottomans are very scary in the feudal age. It really doesn't take much for their... you know, for them to snowball, and it's just, you know, you kind of have to play on the defensive usually, but it was kind of weird that Shiki just played passive. GUA played passive, went Castle Age, and Shiki didn't move out until after that Castle Age was finished. That it was too late, because the Mangonel was pretty much out, and it turned the tide. I mean, look at that, 177 units killed to the 71. Just look at this military graph. Look at that giant lead, and just look at this drop. Boom. Such a cost-effective trade thanks to the Mangonel and the veteran techs for GUA. And we're not going to hesitate, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, aliens in the audience. We're going to go straight into game number 3 here. This is a casting stream where we do not mess around. We go game to game to game. I updated the score, I believe. Let me make sure. Perfect. So, what map is this? Regions. Okay, so we are into game number 3 between GiveuAnxiety and Shiki. We have GiveuAnxiety playing as the Ottomans. We actually have a little mix, a switcheroo here. We have Ottomans versus French, you know, GUA as the Ottomans, and we have Shiki as the French. Now, I have a feeling this game is not going to play the same as our last one. I don't think it's going to be as passive. I think GUA is going to be a bit more aggressive with the Ottomans here, and I predict a 2 town center play from Shiki. That's what I would assume anyway. All right, and so on this map, for those who don't know, regions is a very, you know, gold. Each player kind of gets 2 gold mines close to their base. You know, that's pretty standard. But once those golds are out, the last 3 gold mines are in the middle of the map. This is a best of 5. Right now, this is tied 1-1. So we see 3 gold mines, and then that's it. That's all the gold on this map. Once the gold is out, there's nothing else. There's relics, and that's the only passive gold. They swapped the civs. GUA is playing Ottomans this time, and Shiki's playing French. So you have sacred sites, and you have relics. But there are no trade posts on this map, as you may have noticed. So there's no trading that can happen. So once the gold's out, that's it. Now, I don't think this is going to be a game that goes that way. This is French and Ottomans. This is GUA, and I don't know Shiki's playstyle too much, but GUA is known for his aggression. So I don't think this game's going to be a super long one in terms where this gold would all run out. But in general, whoever controls the center will typically win this game because the other player can't gather gold. And that's very important for pretty much every civilization in the game. The other interesting fact about this map is there's one side of the map that always has a bunch of berries. You'll notice there's berries, berries, berries just everywhere. And then on the other side is small hunts. So there's only 3 hunts, per pack. But again, a lot of food gathered. I would not be surprised to see either player going for these hunts. Like, for example, Shiki probably is going to go for those hunts for sure. He is going to be French. But then again, we do have the Spahi here, so it's going to be tough, I think, for either player to really securely get them, probably due to raids, but we'll see. And GUA is doing the very standard Ottoman Empire thing, going that early military school. Just like Shiki did against him, he's going to harass the gold. Shouldn't get any Vil kills. It is annoying to deal with, and that's pretty much how that'll go. And the School of Cavalry coming down from Shiki here. Again, very common. And we're going to have the Twin Minaret Madrasa coming out here in just a moment from GUA. At least I assume. He's got the resources. All right, and as expected, there's that. The same, same landmarks as expected. You don't typically see, especially on this map, you're not going to see the other landmark, even though, I do feel like that other landmark is probably underutilized a little bit, but then again, it is more of like a late game landmark. It allows you to you start with 2 traders. You can garrison them, and they're worth like 2 relics once you get 6. But I do think the food is better in most situations. And again, we're seeing a little poke. It's very annoying to deal with. It's funny. The spearman will never get a villager kill, or at least it shouldn't. But it is very annoying, the back and forth prodding. And Shiki's just like, I'm not going to deal with this. He's got enough gold for a night, and he's just going to gather more food. Most likely, he's going to make 1 night and go 2 TC, second TC is my guess. No, I don't think you're going to see it throughout the whole tournament. The Sultanani Trade Network, the other landmark for Ottomans. I don't think that'll ever be done. It's just not as good. It's good, but it's not as good. And the thing is, that landmark's more for like a late game scenario, because of that passive gold. But Ottomans are a very aggressive civ. They kind of have to be at the moment. All right, both players, first night coming out. Now, GUA should not put this third spearman all the way over here. I think he should keep this back to protect his own gold. And, kind of like Shiki, GUA is also still gathering gold and not going for that quicker military school. I definitely, like I said, I'm more of a fan of getting the first, getting 100 gold, getting double broad axe, and then going for that military school, and then getting your other upgrades later. But GUA, kind of like Shiki, is not that way. Ooh, skewers that knight. Shouldn't kill it, but is going to do damage here. But you just lose a lot of value by not getting that second military school as soon as you can. But maybe it's better to do it this way, I'm not sure. Maybe my way's wrong. I'd have to have someone smarter than me do the math on it. GUA pretty much pulled all his villagers except for 5 to go gather this stone. I'm not sure if I like that, because he is going to be floating some food here a little bit, but it doesn't take much to spend it all. You end up doing that pretty quickly here, and we have the third spear arriving. Again, just being very annoying here, right? I mean, Shiki hasn't gathered any gold for a while. Skewers the knight. Can he get the kill? I don't think so. 1 health. Oh, that was close. GUA's about to have enough. He's gonna have enough stone to get that second military school. He is getting this much quicker than Shiki did though, so that's nice. So at least it's not too late. I'm assuming he's gonna build it here. He has the wood. He's got. Oh, he doesn't have the stone. He needs 2 more stone. And what vizier point is he gonna go for? Ooh, I don't like that. The meta, again, especially against French. I feel like it's better to just make a stable and make a meta from there, and 2 TC coming in from Shiki. And the only reason I'm not the biggest fan of this is because night raids. You know, as we were talking about earlier, French is going to have knights. They're going to raid. Without using Anatolian Hills, you're going to be off of your food a lot earlier, and you're going to be over on these deer, and you're going to have to deal with the raids. And there's only 9 sheep, so it's not going to take very long for that to run out here. Although we do have 2 more, so that's kind of nice. Skewered again. Shiki's knights just like being skewered by the spears. Oh, barely surviving, but surviving once more. Second military school is coming down. So as I was saying, this is earlier than last time, right? We have both military schools done by 7:30. Shiki didn't get his second military school done till like 9:30. So it's a 2-minute difference. That's a couple different units. First spa, he is out on the field. Both knights are just probably going to be chilling in the town center, would be my assumption, the injured ones. And, that chivalry will end up paying off soon. Shiki overgathering stone. But, again, I like this. I would have done my second TC here as well. It does secure his gold mine, a gold mine as well. Stable coming out here, more spears, so we're just gonna see what happens. Is the meta gonna give much value with no archers in the mix? I mean, the meta isn't useful for just archers. It's good for all units, so I think so. I don't think it's worth a vizier point. I think it would have been better to build one from the stable, but otherwise, I think it's completely worth it. Alright, we're just kind of... the only one archery range is kind of interesting, but I wonder if he's going to focus more on going heavy Spahi spears, maybe? I know there's some Ottoman players who do like to go just spear Spahi, but we'll see if that's the case here. We do have a barracks coming down for Shiki, which is, again, I think it's really good. I think adding in spears is really, really nice. Makes it much easier to deal with the mass Spahi. Because, yes, Spahi are good, but they do get skewered by spears pretty heavily. And GUA is going to do a little poke here, but there is that second town center. Should not get any villager kills. Do you see a few knights over here? Might be able to get a villager kill here. GUA does not see this yet. He is kind of pushing here. This is the perfect chance to get a villager should die here. First villager down. 2 villagers dead. Might even get a third. Nah, not going to get a third, I don't think. In Conqueror League, English is not a top tier civ right now, so that might be why. Alright, we have the blacksmith coming down now for, it's a blacksmith kind of as if he's playing Ottomans. And and so this is kind of the difference between Shiki's way of playing Ottomans and GUA's. Like, GUA's being aggressive. This is what you should be doing. He's pushing, he's denying wood. He did get a couple villager kills himself. He's actually gotten 3 villager kills. So this is exactly what you want to be doing as Ottomans, because you don't want to just sit back passively. So GUA's playing this right. He does have almost double the military, and that's because of the second TC, right? So, Shiki's going to be on the defensive, and we'll see if GUA's able to punish this. We do see 3 more knights poking in here. Not really getting anything, though. Outpost coming out. Not enough. No more villas killed yet, but more units just pumping along. More spears, more spahi, archers. I mean, Shiki's army is so small, right? You just see how small that army is. Another villager goes down. 2 more, actually, and he's going to try to burn this down. I don't think he'll be able to do this. Because what Shiki can do is repair this. He just needs to bring his army over, though. If he doesn't bring his army over, this is going to be dead. Is he just going to let this town center die? This is kind of a disaster for him, actually, if he lets his town center die. But okay, town center should survive. He is going to hold off this attack. GUA is going to lose a lot of his army, is going to be forced back. 12 villagers were killed, so it does kind of offset that a little bit, but Shiki's losing a lot of his military as well. I don't like fighting under the TC, though. Should have pulled back from under there earlier. We do see knights taking out reinforcements. I do like that. Very smart play by Shiki there. And town center being repaired, and GUA is forced back. He did get a lot of villager kills, so that is kind of nice. And he did kill most of the army. So in overall, I don't think that was a bad attack at all. I think he stayed under the town center a little too long, but you know, that's otherwise I think it went okay. Oh, and he did get Anatolian Hills as his second vizier point. You know, so instead of going for that 3rd military school, he decided to go for Anatolian Hills. I'm not sure I like that, but I mean, at least he doesn't have to worry about raids as much, though he does still have to worry about that. We have the first 2 rams coming out. And can Shiki hold this? He does have a lot of knights. That is 11 knights, and there's only 10 spearmen. So in a straight-up fight, Shiki actually can kill this. I mean, 11 knights is a lot. GUA is going to need more spears if he wants to hold off. He does have more spears coming, though. GUA is floating a lot of wood. Probably could do with maybe adding another archery range or another... I feel like he doesn't have enough production. I feel like he could do an extra one, but here comes the attack. I mean, 13 spears against 11 knights with town center fire. The knights would win, but it would be costly. Looks like he might just abandon the second TC. Yeah, he's getting this. This second TC is a goner. There's no... Yep, it's dead. So this attack's already worth it for GUA. He's killed 18 workers now. That villager lead is only 1, and actually it's about to be even, I'm pretty sure. I lied. No, it is even. Haha. And so, more units coming. 1,200 food per minute for GUA. 500 for Shiki. I think Shiki is kind of in a lot of trouble at the moment. I think the best way to go forward with these rams is to start ramming down like some houses. Maybe even looping, well, looping around might be a little dangerous. Maybe coming up here and taking out the infrastructure. Oh, Knight's going for a dive. Do not make it. Take a few spearman pokes. More and more. We have the 3rd military school finally on the way. And GUA could just go castle here. I wouldn't hate it, to be honest. He's done a lot of damage. If he just goes castle here, then he can start adding in his own knights, and then it just becomes even more one-sided. I think he just wins if he does that. Sticking to feudal, though, I think he can still kill his opponent. He has over double the military. Actually, he has over triple the military, if I do my math correctly. Nope. It is over double. Almost triple, but not quite. Like, so if GUA went castle here, I actually would like that, because he knows he took down that town center. Oh, look at this. GUA being smart, using Spahi to go scout over here right as the villagers are going over. Or, well, I thought so. No, never mind. Going up to castle now. 11 knights coming in, trying to do any damage they can. And this is the thing. Look at Shiki's food income. He's at 257. He's not even close to castle age. And I think, I mean, I'm trying to think what Shiki can do here. He's at 0 food per minute until these villagers drop off their first hunts. If GUA scouts this, he can just start raiding it, and that's going to be very annoying to deal with. But this castle age is going to be very, very painful for him. Like, that doesn't feel good. When you have 26 food in the bank, your opponent hits castle age, you lost 2 town centers. It's not a good feeling. See spears chasing knights. Archers, you know, continuously making units here. You know, already almost done with this first hunt. The one downside to these is these hunts do run out really quickly. And if Shiki goes up here, oh, wait, it might not matter. GUA might scout this anyway. Where you see veteran tech coming in. I would have rather gotten +2 ranged attack or defense instead of the melee upgrades at this point, but I guess it doesn't matter. And we see knights on the way, which is what I would expect. You want to start pumping out the knights. Right now, GU has a very significant lead in every way, economically, military, and tech. We do see a little raid here, getting a few villager kills, but these will end up being taken care of. I mean, as we can see, 21 vill kills. Very, very nice. I mean, the fact that GUA has a villager lead is not good for French. French not only gets villagers faster, but they also have he was on 2 TCs for a long time. And Knights coming in, might take care of the Rams. GUA's got his veteran techs in. He's getting his +2 ranged armor, which means the town center fire is not going to do as much, especially the Knights. Does lose both the Rams. He doesn't care. He knows that he's super far ahead right now. More villagers going down. Well, actually, he didn't lose a single villager there. I thought he was going to. There we go. Now he's losing villagers. Villagers going down. Knights trying to trying to do what they can, but there's just a lot of Knights from GUA as well. First Mangonel is out. 4th military school is out. And 28 vill kills. I mean, Shiki at this point, I think he can GG safely. I don't see a world in which he wins this game. Unless GUA disconnects or something. Or decides to GG because he's, I don't know, decides he wants to throw it for some reason. I mean, look at it. Shiki is still very far from castle. Doesn't even have the gold. And the men-at-arms, spears, knights, you know, more raids coming in over here, more villagers going down. Knights being taken care of. I wonder what Gio is going to use for his last Vizier points. He can use the shooter dudes. Janissaries, that's what I was meaning to say. I just couldn't remember the name off the top of my head. And you know, military-wise, Shiki's ahead, and you might think, oh wow, he's actually doing, you know, he's got more military. Yeah, but these are feudal units, and GUA has men-at-arms, he's got a Mangonel, he's got knights, he's got hardened spearmen. He actually doesn't have veteran archers, but he only has 10 archers anyway. And here comes the Mangonel, and it's almost like last game. Watch these archers just get absolutely decimated here. And GG is called. The Mangonel does go down, but GUA takes game number 2. The Eco tab kind of says it all. And honestly, the Villagers tab does as well. That lead just was never there for very long.